Okay, good.
We're going to get started. Welcome to the May meeting of the East Area Progressive Democrats. Tonight's main event, I think, and one that is drawing many of you here tonight, is the beginning of our consideration of 2020 election candidates. We have two races, two contests considered tonight, with all eligible registered Democrats having been reached out to for participation in consideration of endorsement for these contests tonight. Only registered Democrats are eligible for consideration for our club's endorsement for positions, even for nonpartisan offices. The first contest to be considered tonight is the Council District 10 open seat. This is a mid-city district that has been represented for the last 13 years by Herb Wessel. It is coming open in 2020. And we have with us tonight, I believe, two of the eligible four candidates seeking eligibility or seeking endorsement from the club for that open seat in the 10th district. The first candidate we're going to hear from tonight, someone perhaps unknown to many of you, but I will say known to me. I am very pleased that Aura Vasquez was a partner in our efforts to pass the nation's first statewide ban on throwaway plastic bags. While she was not a member of our club, while she was a longtime resident of Echo Park, she is now a resident of the 10th Council District and is seeking consideration for endorsement for this position, I think, carrying on a decade of advocacy in environmental justice and a representation for more women and for more Latinos, for more Latinas specifically, on our city council. So please give a warm EAP welcome to Aura Vasquez.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm going to need the mic.
4 minutes and 3 for questions.
Okay, excellent. So my name is Aura Vasquez. I am running for City Council District 10. I am an immigrant, Afro-Latina from Colombia. And I'm running because of 3 reasons. I share a lot of the same energy and a lot of the same passion and a lot of the same desire to see our city better. And I can tell you this, I have 3 main issues that I want to focus on when I become elected as your next councilwoman. One is housing that is truly affordable to all of us residents. We see the growing cost of housing is displacing seniors, is displacing families. Young people can afford it. In my district, the average people earns $47,000. Tell me how many people can afford to buy a house in my district today. Or maybe any of you, if you can afford to buy a house in my district. It's impossible. For young people that have new careers, it's nearly impossible for us to also afford, any new home. So the threat of displacement is very real in my district, and I pledge to fight for my residents in my district to address that. Second, I am sick and tired of our unsheltered homeless crisis in Los Angeles. We need to address that. All of us voters passed legislation that will allow more funding to address this very problem. Where is the money? I think that it's time to provide services to our unhoused population. I have the most compassion for them. I also, as an immigrant myself, I know what's like to feel that maybe the next day you might not have a home to rent because you don't have enough, and maybe you end up on the streets. They need also mental health facilities and support so that they don't end up on the streets. A lot of women end up on the streets because it takes about 6 weeks for a woman experiencing domestic violence when they call the hotline to get a bed and escape violence. So I think that this shouldn't be this way. We need to address this, and I pledge to address it. And also the cost of housing for homeless, $600,000, $500,000 for housing the homeless. We can work with other entities, like for example, the real estate that LADWP has, and find better ways to allocate our funding and get more for our back. And third, as a proud environmental justice organizer that I have been since I was a little girl, I can tell you that we can get our city a real local Green New Deal, address our clean air issues, and also get LA to 100% renewables in a way that is going to benefit those people that are affected by pollution and by climate change first. We deserve that. Our transit-oriented mentality of housing is much necessary, but it needs to be affordable to the residents in the district, and it also needs to meet requirements from CEQA, which is what we require to really study if it has an environmental impact. I'm glad to see that a lot of you cared about plastic pollution, trucks emissions. LA has one of the worst air qualities in the country. We can lead. We can bring jobs to our city. We can bring economic prosperity to our city by bringing about a renewable energy revolution where we really have a democratization of power, where we can all also earn money. I served as a DWP commissioner for 2 years. I know that this is possible, and I know that we can lower our bills by procuring renewable energy. And I know that as a city council woman, I pledge to keep a close eye on DWP, not only that kind of scared me. Can I wrap up?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. Where was I? DWP, yes. So as a councilwoman, I pledge to keep an eye on all of our public agencies that are supposed to work for us and not the other way around. I hope that I can earn your support. I'm hoping that you have excellent questions. I'm here to earn your endorsement. Thank you for listening, and you can find more information at auda2020.com. Thank you.
Any questions for Aura? We have 3 minutes for questions. Jessica?
Okay, if you were on the city council, would you have voted for or against the resolution to support SB 50? And why?
SB 50 is not a good bill for our people.
And why?
Because it undermines CEQA. Second, it gives developers the right to build in places where it's really not, first of all, it's not affordable what they're trying to build. And it's also changing the makeup of our beautiful neighborhoods. So I think that just for those 3 reasons, I know I don't have a lot of time and I want to listen to it, but I hope that's enough.
Good answer. Good answer.
Ernie, and then Greta, and then Ian.
In the alternative, would you support eminent domain to build affordable housing?
Killing me.
It ain't poison.
I want real affordable housing for our residents in LA. That's what I want. And I don't know if it's gonna look in that form, to be honest. I want not just people in my district, but other people there's so many districts in Los Angeles to not feel the threat that they're gonna get kicked out of their apartments also. I want affordable housing to be really affordable. That we can have a measure where people in the district or in the area or in the neighborhood, that we have an average income that we can look at, and the housing should match that, not some bogus number that a lot of times they put out there.
Greta?
I was wondering what you think of the new bridge program. I think that
Which program?
the bridge, where they're gonna put somebody, and I think the selection, it sounded like they're gonna select somebody who's been on the streets forever. What about putting all the people that just are kicked out every week? So they avoid being in a,
You mean bridge housing?
No, it's called the bridge program. I don't know.
Yes.
They put-
Here's bridge program.
Okay, good. So look, there's a lot of these policies that are necessary, but I think we need also some prevention. There's a lot of people that end up on the streets because they have mental illness, because of, like I said earlier, women. And the bridge housing, I think, is important to have, because homelessness is happening. And there are, for some of you that are familiar with this topic, there are some chronic homelessness, which is the people that go to the bridge housing first. And then there are others
Yeah,
that
but
come.
that I think is wrong, because they're already out there. I would like to prevent somebody to get homeless. Okay.
And that's what I suggested, that first we need the programs to prevent, so to be proactive around the homelessness.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.